Hey guys and gals, welcome to another episode of the Berserker Claws, the Berserker Naked Podcast. I'm your host, Jackson Miss Claus, and tonight I'm going to talk about a thing that's really stressful on my mind, and it's one of those things that is kind of really bothering me, and what it is so I was going through my Instagram videos the other night, and I got this message from this guy. So it came across my feed, and this guy's name is Dean somebody. His name is Dean somebody, and he supposedly is a guy who's worth about 90 million. Yeah, he's worth about 90 million. And what he is basically he's a guy who says that he would rather help men get laid than have himself get laid. So basically, he set up a class, and if you pay like $297 dollars or something like this, that's just the introduction. That's the introduction to this guy's video or self-help videos or whatever. And supposedly he started this group for guys to learn how to get laid by all kinds of women. And the one thing is that I talked to his son, because they called me and they were like, so when can we set up a time to talk to you? And I was like, well, I'm not going to go through with this thing, because the only reason why I wanted to get to know the guy was because I wanted him to do a podcast with me. I wanted him to do a podcast with me, do a thing where he and I would talk about his success, and about how he had this video, and about how he had this thing, and what kind of a person he was. And I even said that this guy looked like Jesus, but the thing is that Jesus himself couldn't even get me laid, because I don't even think praying to God would help me get laid, because the thing is that I don't know what's wrong with me, but women just don't want to be with me, and I don't really know what that is. But one of the things that I do for women all the time is I will buy them drinks, and I will, do stuff for them, and I will basically, do things for them, and I will say to them, look, I don't care if you want to pay me back, or I don't care if you think it's too much or whatever. I'm gonna buy you guys stuff. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna do things for you. So I do stuff for girls all the time. I buy drinks for them. I take care of them, and I help them out. And I don't expect anything back in return. No, I don't. So, according to Dean, that's one of the things that you have to do, is you have to spend money to get girls to like you. So, I've been spending money on girls, and they don't like me. I've spent a lot of money on girls, and they don't like me. They won't even give me the time of day. I actually have a lot of confidence. I have a lot of, self-love. I love myself. I have confidence in myself. I think I'm a pretty decent guy. I think I have a pretty strong well-being. I like going to the gym. I like working out. I actually am a power lifter, so I don't have a six-pack, because a power lifter is a person who lifts very heavy weights and doesn't have a six-pack, because power lifters don't have six-packs. No, because we lift heavy weight, and we don't have to have a six-pack, because we're the kind of guys that will lift things over our shoulders and basically just, lift as much weight as possible and do what we got to do. I'm very confident in myself. I have a lot of self-confidence. I love myself. I love a lot of people. I care about people. And I have a lot of, basically what I have is a lot of love for a lot of people. I don't sit there and talk shit to people and hate on them and say bad things about them. I'm very confident in my sexuality. I'm a person who doesn't sugarcoat shit. I say what's on my fucking mind all the time. Because the thing is that I'm a guy who doesn't want to just be walked over by all women, but a person who wants to take care of women. I like women. Like I said, I don't date women, I just foster the ones that can't find the right husband. You know? And that's usually how it is, man. Because the thing is that I was sitting here telling this kid that his dad was basically just a gigolo who had a lot of money, and that's all he was. And this guy was like, dude, why are you talking so much shit about my dad? And I'm like, dude, why doesn't your dad just come out and tell the truth? Basically that all he is just trying to collect an easy fucking $200 or $300, and basically he's just trying to, he's basically just trying to freaking get guys to sign up for his program and just pocket the money, because he's basically just trying to live the good life and trying to get people to follow his program, which his program isn't really that great of a program. I mean, anybody can go out and get laid if they really and truly want to. Because I told the kid one day, I said, look, if your dad didn't have a mother, then you would have never been born. And he's like, and then he hung up the phone because he was pissed off at me. And then they blocked me. Well, I'm sorry to say this, but the thing is that I was not in the wrong. I was in the right for everything that I said, because the thing is that this kid didn't really quite understand that his dad was basically just a guy who's only worth about $70 million, and yet he goes out and he sleeps with girls all the time, because the thing is all they want him for is his money anyway. But they don't want him for a long-term relationship. See, girls, to be 100% honest with you, if they find a guy who has a lot of money and is a sugar daddy, they'll be around for a long time. Now, I'm not saying that, I'm not going to spend money on a friend of mine, and I'll do things for my friends, because I love my friends. I love hanging out with my friends. I love being around my friends, and I love going to bars and not drinking, because I don't like to drink anyway, because when I drink, I turn into the alcoholic Incredible Hulk, and basically I go around and I rip off like bar tables, and I beat up people, and I get in fights. So I don't want to drink, because I have a very big list of alcoholics in my family, and I'm not really down for getting drunk, because I just don't like it. So that's why I choose not to drink, because I just don't want to. So here's the thing. So I spend money on girls. I am very confident in myself around women. And I know that women like a guy that treats them with respect. So I treat women with respect. I don't call them bitches. I don't call them hoes. I always say nice, positive things about women. Because the thing is that I'm a very positive person. I've removed the negative dildo from my ass. I do not want to be negative anymore with anybody. I love all kinds of people. I'm very positive when it comes to being happy. And I want to live a normal, everyday life, is all I want to do. So, the one thing about me is that all I'm doing is trying to live my life and enjoy it to the fullest, because if I don't enjoy it, somebody else is going to enjoy it, and they're going to take off. Now, I have people who look at my braids in my hair and they say, Jack, your braids are amazing. And I'm like, well, yeah, my stepmom did them. My stepmom Julie did them, and she put them in, and they're like so amazing the way they're twisted up and tied up and everything, because they're Viking braided hair. It's Viking braided. It's done like the way that the Vikings did it, but it's like 5 braids rolled into one to make them a little bit thicker. And my hair is starting to grow very long and starting to grow very natural again, which I am loving. I'm going to have to be starting to get my hair to start turning white in color real soon. But I'm sitting here every day hoping to myself that, the lottery will come in my future and I can change my life. I mean, every day that I go by is just another day and another notch in my belt, and another time and another day going by in my life where I feel like I'm not going to be happy. Dude, man, what the fuck, dude? Turn your fucking lights off. Really? Why would you turn your fucking brights on me like that, dude? Yeah, I could drive with the... Turn your brights off! Hey! Asshole! Turn your brights off! Can't fucking see! God, I hate when people do that. Turn your fucking brights off! Jesus Christ, I hate when people do that. They drive behind you with your brights on, and because you go around them. Yeah, well, the speed limit is 65 miles an hour, and they were going 58 miles an hour. It's not even bad outside. Well, I mean, but see, I live my life every day like it's my last day on this earth, because one, I know for a fact that someday, somebody will either bless me with riches and everything that I desire, or I'm going to just still have to work for it, and I'm going to still work for it and work for it and work for it, and then someday I'm going to die and I'm going to miss out. But here's the thing that I've been sitting here trying to, cope with for the longest time, is that I've never really ever been able to win. I've never been able to win. Like, every time I leave my sunroof and my windows down, it rains. But then when I leave my sunroof and my windows down, another time, or when I close my windows and my sunroof, it is dry out all the time. So I don't really know what to do. But 90% of the time, when I'm just trying to live my life and be happy and trying to be positive all the time, when I try to be positive all the time, something comes around and makes me feel all negative, and I don't know why that is. Yeah, I don't know why that is. I don't know why I feel like I just don't matter anymore. But, like, when it comes to me, like, if I ever did, if there was a time and there was a thing that happened where I did come into some money, or if things turned around for me and changed, I would say to myself, dude, there's a time and a place for everything to happen. And I can't wait for it to happen. I can't wait for one day for me to win over like $50 million in the lottery, because I know it'll happen. And when it does, I think that that's when my day is going to come around. You know, somebody always says to me, Jack, you know, on this certain day, on this certain month, you're going to have a blessing. You're going to have a good luck. But sometimes they use that because they're trying to get views. They're trying to get stuff on your Instagram account and stuff like that. But I don't understand why people are starting to use, you know, God for their memes. I mean, people want to believe. Yes. See, this one lady was telling me, you know, when I was taking her up to, when I was driving her around for my job that I do, she was telling me, in God you trust. I mean, yes, we have to trust in God. And I trust in God all the time. I believe in God. I believe that He's a positive person. And He is there telling people, hey, if you believe in me, I'll believe in you. Or if you trust in me, I trust in you. And sometimes I'm mad at God because I sit here and I trust in Him, I trust in Him, I trust in Him, and then it doesn't feel right. And it doesn't feel like, you know, I don't feel like I matter. But, you know, the one thing about me is I believe in God, I believe in Odin, and I believe in Thor. Yeah, I believe in the All-Father and I believe in God. I believe in both, okay? I believe that there are both out there, the All-Father and God. Or they're the same person. But it just doesn't, people just don't follow Norse mythology like they follow the Bible. And I don't know why that is. I went and talked to Pastor Tyler. I met him last week on Friday. And he told me that one of the biggest things that people need to do, and especially in your shoes, is you need to believe. And you need to be a perfect person. And you need to keep on trusting in God. And that's what I do. I trust in God and I believe in God, and I'm not going to stop believing in it because it has to happen. It has to come, you know, it has to come. It has to happen. There has to be some kind of thing. And see, when I had that visionary, when I had those two people, when I had those two angels, when I saw Dustin and Damien, when I saw them come and smack me in the face and say, what the hell are you doing? And knock me out of my bathtub, I saw them. I saw them there. And I saw, you know, God saying no in the mirror. Because somebody was trying to tell me, Jack, don't kill yourself. You know? But I see Odin. I see Odin and I see God all the time. I also see Thor in a thunderstorm sometimes. And I just sit here and I keep on saying to myself, someday something is going to turn around. And it's going to make me realize to myself that I'm gosh darn good and ready for everything to come at me. And I know I'm going to get my wish. I know that I'm going to get my jackpots. And I'm ready for them. But the thing is after I do it, is after I get my jackpots and all the money's spent, does that mean my life is spent too? Or do I just keep on going on being me even when the money runs out? Because I just want to keep on living my life every day. And I just want to be safe. I want to be, happy. I want to live my life. I want to help those in need. Basically, I want to help my ex-wife get home. I want to help her get back to England. I want to pay for her plane tickets so her and her family can get home. Maybe give her some money so that she can get a house and live her life. Get this divorce over with so that I can be happy. So I can start living my life. That's all I want. Because I know for a fact that someday something's going to happen and it's going to just, surprise the heck out of me. I hope someday that I find Mrs. Claus. I hope someday that someone comes into my life and says to me, Jack, can you help me out? And I have all this money in the world and I can do whatever I want to help them out. I look back on all the things in my life and I sit there and I wonder to myself, let's have a great time. Let's be positive. Let's, make the most out of what we got. Let's, knocking on heaven's door. But we're not ready to go to heaven yet. Just going to say hi. Because all I want to do is figure out what to do. And some days are bigger than others. But today I had a lot of people who followed me, dude. 3 people followed me. 4 people loved me and found me on Facebook. I mean, if people follow me on Facebook or people love me on Facebook or whatever, they can do whatever they want to do. It's their choice. They can love me. They can find me. They can figure me out. But I'm just here. I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. That was a nice lightning strike. I don't know what I'm going to do with the whole, thing. The whole, other lifestyle that I have. I mean, yeah, I've been trying to live my life and be myself. I want to get Tracks Revolution up and running for another 30 years. Tracks Revolution is going to start taking off, man. I wish people would just come over to Tracks Revolution and start loving Tracks Revolution. Yeah, why not just join Tracks Revolution? Yeah, do you want me to make t-shirts for you or what? I mean, that's what I should do. I don't know. Sometimes I'm talking to myself because I do it all the time. And no, I just been invited to join another group on Facebook. It was called the Trailblazers or the Trail Line Trailblazers, and from Minnesota. And it was another car group that Nikita runs, and he runs it because, well, I guess he's trying to find another car group that doesn't go up to someplace or that wants to do something with cars. And dude, I'm all about getting dirty and getting, grizzy and everything else. Next weekend is House Mud Bog, and I'm wanting to go out there, but the only thing I have is a Mini Cooper, bro. and I don't want to take the Mini Cooper out there, but if I have to, I will. See, I'm working on trying to get myself another vehicle because I'm trying to get myself. I love House Mudbog. I love the family and I love everything about it. But I'm trying to get a Bronco. I'm trying to get, something that I can use for an off-road vehicle to go out to Howie's, to go out to the Mudbog, put a lift kit on it and ride it in the mud. That's what I want to do, bro. Because that's what I want to do. Yeah. I want to put tracks on it and go mudding in the tracks, Tracks Revolution. Tracksaholics. Getting dirty in the mud. Play hard, get dirty, Drive hard, get dirty. That's what we always say. Tracks Revolution, Tracksaholics, man. That's who we live by. That's who we are. Yes. Oh, man. Woo, that was nice. A lot of lightning out here tonight. Thor's kind of busy. The sky's all opened up and everything, and there's heat lightning all over the place, but I think it's going to rain in town, and I'm going to have to get home, and I'm going to have to put my car, close my sunroof up, and close my windows up, because I think I'm going to have rain in my car when I get home. That usually helps. Yep. Man. Oh, man. No. Just getting by Little Falls and only have about 32 miles left to hit the St. Cloud. And I've been sitting here, reading those billboards on the side that says, watch out for motorcycles. And every time I see that, I think of Dustin Van Camp's accident, and then it was Zach, my friend Zach. Zach made it, but Dustin didn't, Dustin was killed in a motorcycle accident, and it sucks, and I wish that he was, still here. And everybody tells me, they're like, Jack, why don't you have a bike? And I'm like, I would only drive a quad cycle, and then somebody said, well, it's not a motorcycle anymore, it's a quad cycle. And every time I talk to somebody about a four-wheeled motorcycle, Zach is cool with it, and Street's cool with it, But a lot of people sit there and make fun of me, they're like, oh, you're just a pussy and you want to drive a trike. And I'm like, no, I don't want a trike. I want a quad cycle. Because one of the greatest guys in the world that I know, his name's Howard Oberg. He was the mall Santa in Alexandria. He was killed on a trike. He got whiskey throttle and it stayed open and he crashed. Now see, I don't know what causes whiskey throttle. I have no idea, but I think if you're on a motorcycle and you get whiskey throttle, you're dead. Because you can't stop the bike fast enough to stop you from going. There's nothing to save you on a motorcycle. Now, maybe if you're in a side-by-side, you're in a cage. Yeah, you're in a cage. You're in a cage and you have a roll cage. And so I think side-by-sides are safe. I think they're safe. I think they're fun to drive. I mean, they make single-seater side-by-sides called Aces. Yes. Polaris makes a thing called an Ace. And one of the things that I'm not against motorcycles. Okay, if you want to drive a motorcycle, that's your choice. That's your life, okay? Drive a motorcycle. I don't hate people who drive motorcycles. I am so scared to see people on motorcycles. I get so scared every time I see a bike. Every time I go down the highway, there's a bike going by me, I'm freaking out. Yes. Because I get scared for people on motorcycles. I really do. And I know that sounds like such a scary thing, but I have to tell you why I don't like bikes. Okay, I am not a big fan of motorcycles. And I'm not a big fan of motorcycles because I lost my friend Dustin on a motorcycle accident. He was killed by a guy who pulled out in front of him and broke his 3, 4, 5 vertebrae in his neck. Dustin Van Camp was our photographer for Tracks Revolution. He was our photographer. He took all of our pictures. He was always there doing editing and doing everything else. I take pictures now, but I don't take anything as good as what Dustin took. I just take my camera and put it on auto, and then it takes a photo and it comes out looking amazing. The quality is great because it's done by Fuji. It's a Fuji camera. I want to buy a better camera. I want to buy something better for my sister, like a Canon. Yeah, I want to buy a Canon Professional. But I'm also a guy who loves to do videos. I love to do videos all the time. So what I want to do is I want to be able to take videos and shoot pictures every once in a while. And so I want to have a thing where I have a rig where I can flip the camera around and I can go live for me and then flip the camera around and take a picture and do all that kind of stuff. That's what I want to do for my camera. But right now I don't have, a lot of money to buy anything cool, so I basically narrate and film pictures or take pictures, and then I do videos on my phone. This is the video that you guys see on my phone all the time, and this is just with a front-facing camera. Basically, the thing's in a hands-free device, and it's recording me, but you guys are hearing my voice with a black background, but the camera's on. Yeah, the camera's on. It's just that you can't see me because, one, it's dark inside the cab, so it makes it like a podcast atmosphere. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people, when they watch my videos, they're like, well, where the hell's your face? And I'm like, dude, I'm doing it as like a podcast, which means I'm basically sitting there talking to a microphone and going from there. That's what I'm doing. So if you're hearing me, you're basically hearing my voice, but you'll see my face every once in a while when a street light comes around or when I turn the lights on. But I'm not trying to hide my face. I'm not trying to be Wilson from, Home Improvement. I'm just basically trying to tell you that I like doing video podcasts, but I don't really talk, in a setting where you can see my face all the time, because that's just how I am. Well, anyway, I'm not a big fan of motorcycles. My friend Dustin got killed on a motorcycle, broke his 3-4-5 vertebrae in his neck, and was killed instantly. And this happened back in 05, 06, or no, 04 or 05, and it happened in March. And, Dustin was my best friend. He was like a brother to me. He was one of the greatest people in the entire world. He took so many pictures for Trax Revolution. He did so many things. He was like the best friend that I could ever... He was like the brother that I never had. And I love Dustin more than anything in the world. I always say this when it comes up to, being October, because that's when all this motorcycle stuff is going on. And when all the motorcycle stuff comes up, I always think of Dustin. Now, my friend Zach got in a motorcycle accident. He was riding another guy's bike, and I don't know what happened, but he launched the bike somewhere and he got in an accident, but he recovered. And Zach now is recovering, and he's healed up, he's driving again, and he's living his life. Well, he's living his life and he's enjoying it, and I'm glad he's alive. Because my friend Dustin wasn't very lucky, and I miss Dustin every day. But I will never ride a bike. I will probably never get a motorcycle. But I have friends who ride, and every time they come up to Home Furnishers or they ride, I always tell them, hey, be safe out there and don't get yourself in trouble. My friend Jack. I have another friend, his name is Jack. He drives a Kawasaki, and he's a great guy, and he rides bike, and he's very, very good on a bike. And I watch him, and he's, and I want him to be safe. And it's not because, I want everybody to be safe on a bike. I want everybody to be safe on an ATV, side by side, anything, even an electric bike. I want people to be safe, okay? But it's just one of those things that you go through in your life, and you realize to yourself that you don't know how fragile life is. Some days you could be the windshield, and some days some days you could be the windshield, and some days you could be the bug. Some days you could be driving just perfectly fine, nobody fucks with you. Next day you're crashing on your bike and you're laying there on the ground and you're not getting up. But someday you could crash in your car and you could die in your car. And someday you crumple your legs up and be a vegetable in your car. It happens. I mean, everybody takes life way too seriously. Well, they need to start taking life way too serious, or they'll never get out alive. Which means that someday you could sit there and just watch your life go completely and utterly out the window because somebody wanted $5 out of your wallet. I mean, you always have that, there's that moment in life where you're downtown St. Cloud where you're just, standing there, and then a homeless man comes up and he stabs you, or, whatever, because, all these people that are panhandling out here on the side of the road, I mean, yeah, they probably have a car. They probably are parked, about 20 feet away from the intersection that they're working at, and, they're just sitting there, and they're trying to get a buck, and they're trying to get some money. But you tell them, hey, go get a job. They turn around and stab you. You know, they take your car and they take everything, and then they don't have to worry about going and getting a job because they're going to be running from the law. Because they took your life. For what? A measly $20? Yeah. But see, that is what I don't understand. We live in a world where people can panhandle so damn much, but they can't go get a damn job. You have all these people who sit there and they say, oh, I can't find a job. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. Bro, people are hiring every freaking day. You just have to pull your fucking head out of your ass and go find a job. I mean, everybody wants to be the next YouTube sensation. Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to do this. Everybody wants to do that. I just want to live my life. That's all I want to do. You know? Everybody turns around and it always is sitting there thinking to themselves, how can I make this work? How can I make this better? But sometimes you can't, dude. Sometimes you just can't make life better. No, you can't. No, you can't. But some days you're waiting for that next big thing. You're waiting for that next, thing to come along and make you feel better about yourself. Well, sometimes you just can't do that, bro. Sometimes your life is just waiting on the next big thing. I've always had an idea of what I was going to do with my life, and this is what I've always wanted in life. I've always wanted a racetrack of my own in my backyard. Something that's got, you see, when I was a little kid and I was driving my grandpa's four-wheeler around on the farm, and then I was driving cars and I was driving stuff on the farm and stuff, I always wished that I had my own, I wish I had my own tunnel of love. We always used to have this thing called the tunnel of love, and what it was it was a bunch of trees that were all growing across, and you could go back there in the four-wheeler, and you could go back there in the four-wheeler, and you can go through the tunnel of love, and you wouldn't get rained on. Nope. Because the trees were blocking the rain. And then, you had all this stuff going for you. You had this big acre lot, and one time when I went out there with my dad's Nova, we went out there with the Nova one time, and, I always remembered my dad driving this little Chevy Nova and everything else. We were driving it out there, and I was like, dude, this would be so cool to take through the tunnel of love and to come out and then tear up the grass and then go around the circle and then everything else. And then I realized to myself that I got older. And I said, dude, I had a WRX one time, and I would love to have driven that thing through the tunnel of love and then drove it around the circle, got it to drift sideways in the gravel. I mean, Grandpa probably would have came out and ripped me a new asshole or yelled at me because Grandpa was wondering why I would be driving 80 miles an hour through the parking lot of the house. But, he wouldn't understand anyway. Now that Grandpa's gone and passed and everything, and Grandma's gone and passed and everything, you know, I look back at that old farmhouse that I used to live in, and I used to always wonder, what would it be like when we grew up, but we were never, and we never, and we, I always thought my grandpa was going to have that farm. I thought my grandpa was going to have that farm forever, and we were never going to lose the farm, you know. And then I said to myself, well, I'm buying a farmhouse. I'm going to buy something out in the country where I have over 100 acres, and I'm going to turn it into a giant, like, go-kart track, or I'm going to turn it into a, you know, an off-road racing track, or I'm going to do something for myself because that's what I want to do. Because that's what I want to do, is I want to live my life and be happy. Because I want to have a track in the back of my house. There's nothing but mud. You know? I want to have Tracks Revolution Mud Park. You know? Or Tracks Revolution Traxaholics Mud Days. Where we have, like, you go out there and you just run around through the mud. You know? Get muddy, have fun. You know? I want to build my own Elk River in my backyard. Yeah. That's what I want to do. I want to build my own off-road racetrack in the back of my house. I want to teach people how to drive rally car racing, or short course racing, or side-by-side in ATVs. Because I don't like motorcycles. Because I don't like riding motorcycles. I like four wheels, bro. I like four wheels and a motor, and I've always liked four wheels and a motor. Yeah, that's why I like ATVs. But ATVs aren't safe either, you know. They have their problems and they have their issues and everything else. Yeah, obviously it's raining, so my car's gonna be soaked when I get back. Yep. And this is what happens every fucking time I leave my windows down and my sunroof open. It always fucking rains. Yeah. But if I were to close my windows, close my sunroof, it would never rain. No. It would never do it. That's why I don't care what happens in the inside of my car. Yeah, my seats are leather anyway. Yeah, my seats are leather. My interior's whatever, but the thing is that everything's got electrical things. So that's one of the only things that stops me from having my, you know, because I got electrical stuff in my car. But I knew this was going to happen. Yeah, that's why I was going to shut it when I left, because I was like, oh yeah, if I would have shut it, it would have not rained. No. But I got rain inside my car. It happens all the time, bro. It's because when I roll my windows up and shut my sunroof, it don't fucking rain. But as soon as I open my windows up and my sunroof down, you know, it rains all the fucking time. And I don't know what that is, but I don't care. No, I don't care. Because I don't understand why that's how my life is. I never have anything go my way. You know, because I'm not a lucky person. I'm an unlucky person. Because I don't know what happened somewhere in my life for everything to just go to hell in a handbasket for me all the time. And yes, I am trying to remove the negative dildo out of my ass all the time. But the thing is it just rears its fucking head back every time and literally fucks me in the ass every fucking time. And I don't know why. I don't know what I ever just did to deserve this shit. I really don't. Yeah, I don't know why I dealt some stupid fucking hand where I get fucked on all the time. And I don't know what it is. It really sucks. It does. Yeah, it does. I mean, I don't know if it's somebody trying to tell me something or someone's trying to punish me or what. I have no idea. But I don't care. Because the thing is it happens. It happens every time. I mean, I can never drive with my sunroof open and my windows down because it rains the same damn day. It's just how it is, bro. No. Yeah, I mean, I got my van today and the mirrors were all caked with bugs and the front bumper and everything was caked with everything and everything else. I took my van and didn't say anything, didn't care. So I'm going to put gas in this and then I'm going to wash the front bumper and wash the mirrors off. Then I'm going to park the thing and I'm going to go home, get in my soaky ass wet car, go home and park it in the garage, let the windows down. Find the good in everybody. Yep. Opportunity knocks at the door. Well, they sure have these positive signs all over, you know, when you come down the road here. But, yeah. You know, I don't know what is the whole thing with, I don't know what the whole thing is with life in general and stuff, but, you know, there is a time in a person's life, especially me, when you're just tired of all the stuff stacking up against you and you feeling like nothing's ever going to go your way. So you just say, fuck it. You're tired of it and just want something to change. And I guess that's what it is now. It's time for things to change. But when the hell is it ever going to change? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because it never seems like it does. It always seems like there's something always against me. But I don't know. But I've been talking to you guys tonight, and this is another one of my Berserker Naked podcasts. And I'll tell you guys, the thing is that I'm trying to figure out in this world what guys are supposed to do to get girls to like them. I mean, there's guys that are always sitting there talking to me and telling me that, you know, dude, you live your life and you go to work, you're happy, and you go and you do what you gotta do, and that's what I do. There are some people in this world who just sit there and hope that their tummy explodes and they blow their asshole out their ass and they die because they fell asleep on the shitter. Some people just get so to the point where they're tired of life, they take the one bullet left in their gun, put it to their head, and they pull the trigger. Or they drink their fucking sorrows away by putting a bottle to their throat and drinking that bottle until they're done. Until they can't stand anymore because they have alcohol poisoning. But the one thing that you have to understand is no matter how hard you look at your life is only as good as what you make it. So if you want to sit there and live your life and hate yourself all the time, go ahead and do it. But there's always a positive light at the end of the tunnel. Or there's always a positive thing out there for somebody. Yeah. Everything can't be this bad. No. Everything cannot suck this bad. I mean, life is what you make of it. And if you want to be happy, be fucking happy. If you want to be sad, be fucking sad. If you want to go every day that extra mile, that extra hour, that extra 10 minutes of life, you can. There's a reason, there's a way, there's a will, there's a time. And some people just haven't found it. But don't stop believing. Don't stop trusting in God. Because, your time will come. And when it does, it'll surprise the hell out of you. It will. I mean, look at all the actors that we've lost, over the couple of weeks. I mean, we had Malcolm Jamal Warner. We had, the incredible. We had, Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne. We had, Kelly Clarkson's ex. I mean, we had all sorts of people that have been dying and just falling apart. Lonnie Armstrong. She died. But the one thing that you have to understand more than anything in the world is that life is so short. It's not something that's just given to you every day. I mean, there comes a time in a person's life when they need to realize to themselves that, there is a God out there, but that God is busy taking care of other people too. He doesn't just have time for you. He's got 68 billion people that he has to answer to, and he's just, he's got to find his inner chi, and he's got to find which ones that he wants to grant the wishes to and give the luck to and see where they are at the end of the whole thing. But it's not that he's trying to not love you. No. You can be happy, man. You can be happy, you can live your life, and you can go every which way but loose. I mean, that's how I'm trying to be. Life is too short to be negative to everybody all the time. And that's what I wish that we could be, is we all could be happy. I wish that we all could be happy with each other and love each other. So, my final thought that I have tonight is this. When you go out there tomorrow, or when you go out there today, just remember, there's always somebody that's always thinking about you. Whether it's somebody in your life or God, they're always thinking about you, looking down on you. Family members, everything is looking down on you. Even if your loved one's passed. Every day people look and they ask God the question. They say, God, what is my purpose in life? What am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to see? And God just wants us to all love each other, be positive, and trust each other. That's what God wants. Yeah. And, God works in mysterious ways, but Jack works in even more mysterious ways. But the thing is that not everything is always rainbows and lollipops. I mean, life has lessons. There are ups and downs. There are things that we do when it happens, but there is things that happen for a reason. And people just do what they gotta do. I don't know what it is. I've never understood why the light changes when there's no damn cars coming. I've never understood that. Because if there's not a damn car in either way, then why the hell does the light change? if you're going straight and you're driving, then why the hell does the light change when there's not anything coming from the other direction? You know? Wow. The board must have got struck by lightning or something. Yeah. It must have had a really strong storm in St. Cloud. Must have. But, I don't know. My damn windows have been down the whole time. I bet you $20 I got a boat in my... I bet you I got a boat anchor in my car because it's got so much water in it. Well, what happens in my life is I'm one of these kind of people. Wow. I was losing traction there, and I don't know why, because I never hit it that hard. It was just that it was just spitting. I don't understand that. And that's not hard acceleration? This damn thing is so stupid. So, anyway, I'm one of these kind of people that has no luck. I have no luck. I have nothing ever go my way. I'll buy a lottery ticket, and then sometimes I'll magically pull about $25 out of the air. But that's about it. I mean, the most I ever won in the lottery, I think I won, I can't remember if it was $2,000 or if it was $120. I can't remember. I won, for my birthday, I ended up winning like $150 or something for my birthday one time. And it was really fun. I ended up spending all the money like on some weird bullshit, but it was money well spent, and I felt good about myself. But my final thought is this. I say to love yourself. I say to love everybody, and to keep on just being happy. Because some days, life will throw a big curveball, and you won't even be ready for it, and it'll kill you. And you won't be ready for it, you know? Because someday you'll be just driving, and then all of a sudden your heart will stop. Or you'll end up, crashing into a deer, and you'll end up going all over the place and dying sometime, or something will happen. I mean, everybody needs to just live their lives and take it one day at a time and enjoy what they got, because someday you won't have it anymore, because you don't know what you got until it's gone. And that is a song. Yes, that is a song, but it's also a way of life. So, like Jeffrey Lois died. Yeah, actor Jeffrey Lois died. Yep. I don't know who Jeffrey Lois is, but he just died. I got a notification on my phone that actor Jeffrey Lois died at 63 years of age. So, see, you just don't know when things are going to happen, and it's going to suck. But everybody tries to live their lives every day like it's their last day on this earth, and that is what I say. So whoever Jeffrey Lois is, I don't know who you are, but I'm sorry that you died, and I hope your family is okay. I hope you guys are mourning his loss, and we'll figure it out later. But I just want to say, everybody, enjoy your life, because you don't know when it's going to end. Because someday it'll just turn around and bite you in the ass, and you'll be gone. And please watch out for motorcycles. I mean, yeah, there are guys who are experienced, guys and gals who are experienced riders out there, but you are the ones that have to watch them too. You have to look out for them as well. Always check your mirrors, check your blind spots, because you'll see motorcycles. And guys and gals, if you go to any car shows, in parking lots, at grocery stores or Target stores or home furnishers or whatever, respect the damn rules. Don't do burnouts. Don't do dumb shit. Just go to the car show and respect the rules and go there for the cars. Don't be a dick, please. I'm tired of people being dicks, okay? Stop being dicks to everybody. Just love everybody. Be positive. Be happy. Alright? Have a good night. That's my final thought.